So I'll be sharing some, perspectives and viewpoints from the power sector, space. So to start with, I'd like to give you a context about the sector. So because the power sector is not only an important sector for infrastructure for India, but even at the level or the global level, India is a leading, player in the energy market space. So, or not in the energy space. So, India is the third largest consumer of energy after China and United States. And also, India has the third highest installed capacity of power at 382 gigawatts, which is again after China and India. So, this can give us, some, sort of hint or some inkling on how critical the Indian energy space is, not only from the infrastructure in India, but across at the global, level. So recently, as we know, India has been moving ahead to get more clean energy and energy with a lower carbon footprint, so as to like help the world and the globe uh, meet to the various climate change and clean energy, uh, milestones. So I'll just share with you now the various investment requirements that we are looking at in the energy space. So the national, actually, I would have liked if my presentation could have been shown, but anyhow, uh, I'll move on. So the National Infrastructure Pipeline has given a requirement of INR 12 trillion for the conventional and the transmission and distribution projects, and INR 9 trillion for renewable energy. So, as sir was rightly saying, that the requirement of funds in the power sector is really huge. And also, yes, definitely the funds are a long-term funds because of the capital intensive nature of the sector. About the long term funding, we can discuss afterwards. I'll just give an overview to start with. In the clean energy space, for the renewable power, India is looking at 175 gigawatt in 2022 and an even higher gigawatt level by 2030. So basically, what I'm trying to show is that we already have a lot of investment in the sector, as I have depicted through the large installed capacity. And going forward, also, we will have a large investment requirement. And further to it, the coming investment would be more for the clean energy. So, for the achieving the targets, we are estimating that INR 17 trillion will be required by 2030. So, this was about the sector. And then, uh, as we had discussed about the COVID. So my experience of this COVID has been that it has had effect in terms of increasing the timelines for the land acquisition and also increasing the timelines for the security creation. But currently, our investment, is or our lending focus is a lot into renewable sector projects, which is basically solar. So the construction of the solar projects, it has generally, I mean, the projects that I handle, they have their COD has not slipped behind the scheduled COD. So from that point of view, I would say that the projects have been able to maintain their timelines. So the COVID has had just some effect, and since solar projects normally get constructed within 1 year, so the earlier concern that was there about time overrun is less. Mostly the projects are coming within the timelines. That is our experience. Apart from that, the other challenge of the renewable project is it's actually a challenge also, and it's also a plus point. Is that the solar tariffs coming through the bidding have fallen to as low as rupees 2 per unit. So this improves the marketability of the solar generation, but it does not improve. But it also adds like the financing partner like PFC. Also, we have to be very flexible in terms of terms and conditions, and in order that these projects can have we are also providing these projects with a lower interest rate. So much of our information is already available on our website, which is like in public domain, and our interest rate structure anyone can see. So the solar projects we are lending at lower than the conventional and in the band of 9%. So I mean, and 10% also depends on the rating also. But the projects are like the projects, solar projects are being like how would I say? From the COVID perspective, I don't think there has been too much of stress coming, at least on the project construction side. So that's like our experience of COVID for the renewable space. And for conventional projects, as we know, have faced historically a lot of challenge in terms of implementation. As everyone knows, they have faced a lot of challenge in implementation. Uh, and they have also faced a challenge in terms of having a very large capital cost, due to which you need to have lots of banks or you need to have several lenders. If not, like you will need to have a consortium. So that increases the timelines on the financial tie-up side. And that kind of challenge the large projects have faced, which were the large conventional generation projects. But the solar projects are generally not facing that challenge because the capital, the capital cost of the solar project is much lower. So normally you don't have to like, I mean, often we are funding the solar projects as a single lender or a sole lender. So the consortium, the challenge of setting up and tying a consortium and managing the consortium, it has been largely mitigated. So now I'll just give the concluding points from my end about our new like areas of funding in terms of instruments and also in terms of new areas like or new types of deployment of funds or new utilization of the funding that we have given. So something which is very good which you've done recently is we have sanctioned about 570 crores to an e-mobility project for 700 electric buses to be deployed across UP. It will be coming up in Agra, Lucknow, Ghaziabad, many of the major cities in UP. And about like 2022 is where we're looking for the rollout. So this is like totally like clean energy. And secondly, we have also financed or are financing pumped storage. So again, pumped storage is a very important requirement when we are having a solar from the solar side. So PFC is also financing from that perspective. And we have financed a pumped storage project in Kurnool, AP. Apart from this, in order to give depth and breadth, we are now also funding the equipment manufacturers for renewable energy, and we are seeing a lot of action in this space that a lot of domestic equipment manufacturers are coming up, and so equipment manufacturing is definitely like the flavor of the day. Apart from this, we are also now giving the non-fund based product, which is a letter of undertaking, and it can be used in place of the performance bank guarantee. So this is something devised along with ministry that in place of the performance bank guarantee, PFC can give a letter of undertaking to the RE project developers. So they can use this for as a bid guarantee. Apart from this, PFC has been funding the liquidity package which came under the Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme. And the scale of this package was to start with around 100,000 crores. And this package is again helping discoms to clear all the dues, including the dues of the renewable energy like uh, developers. So there's a lot of action in terms of new products also, and in new kinds of deployment, and also deployment across innovative technologies or innovative areas of financing. So this was my short uh, uh, kind of introduction about what we are doing. And specifically on the product side, actually, it's we have like We have a lot of products actually. So generally the known product is rupee term loan, but we also do lease financing, and we are also doing, as I mentioned earlier, equipment manufacturer financing, and we are also giving short term loans at times. We have done underwriting of debt also, and we have, I mean, so these are some of the, we have bridge loan also, corporate loan. So we have a wide range of products. If anyone wants to see the, the scope of our products, they can again go to our website, and there's a tab for products and services. They can look. We have a whole range of products like takeout, bridge financing, acquisition. There are like a whole range of products. So our product, portfolio is very large, and we keep on developing our portfolio in line with the requirement of the, sector.
Okay.